superpower. How many of you have superpowers? You got your cakes? Yes? Thank you, thank you. I have my notes with me. I received the prompt a little late. I'm not going to mention any names. It's not Philip's fault. It's no one's fault. But as mentioned, my name is Erin McClarity. I'm not going to go too much into what I do because I'm going to talk about it here. But what I want to start with is a really quick story. So I'm part of a virtual incubator for entrepreneurs who are in marginalized populations. So women, people of color, etc. And I was super excited about this incubator because I felt wholly unprepared to be a business owner. And the reason for that was every article on Inc. and Entrepreneur and Medium and every blog post and every book talked about what I missed, what I didn't know, what I botched up. 200 things you probably made a mistake on the first year of your business. I mean, how many of us have seen articles like that? So I was ready to learn all the things. I was ready to learn about drip email campaigns and lead generation and viral marketing. So we start, I forget, a couple of weeks later after I joined, and one of the first questions they ask us, because they ask us questions to see where we're at in the process and get us thinking about how we're going to get acclimated into the program, is what is your purpose? More specifically, what is your life purpose? I'm like, I don't know. So I'm thinking, and I say, okay, my purpose is to give legal advice to people who do live in the community. Aced it, thinking we're okay. Then the next question was, what do you like to do? What are you passionate about? What do you desire? And I'm like, listen, folks, no, I'm not interested in any of this. I want to learn about drip email campaigns. So I need you to tell me about the viral marketing and the drip email campaigns, and we can talk about the rest of this later. And so consequently, I checked out of that incubator mentally and physically for a little while. But what I didn't understand was the fundamental truth that these folks are onto. See, at the end of the day, we get sold this narrative about what a business should be and how a business should run, how a business owner should act, even how a business owner should look. And it often comes from people who look nothing like us and have no experience lived in like ours, or don't have the same success measures in terms of what we are. And they give us tips, they give us tactics. Wear a great t-shirt every day to help with decision fatigue. Ask people stupid requests so you get used to people telling you no. Fail hard, fail fast. Work 60 hours a week and then work some more. Wear your fatigue like a badge of honor. But it's these very same people, it's these very same messengers out of the same breath that will tell us about these uber successful business owners who are abusive, who are taking their own lives, who are drinking, unhappy, and alone. I mean, these people, these are folks that make millions and trillions of dollars and have mansions with unicorns that bounce on the front lawn. They have everything you could think imaginable. Why is that? How does that happen? It's because business isn't about business. It's about being of service as you provide your services. It's about being of service to yourself. It's about being of service to others. It's about being of service to your community. And so all these other things that they bring up, the viral marketing, the churn, the rabbit tail, the lead generation, all of these things are optical illusions to hide the one thing that I truly and fundamentally think matters at the end of the day, that you care. Because at the end of the day, we pay Yelp and Green Sheet hundreds of dollars to tell people about our business and to share it with their families. But there's a concept in marketing that's called LOHA, life and health, life sustainability, life, health, sustainability. And basically, these are people who find brands that resonate with them that are socially conscious of business. And when I say socially conscious business, all I mean is a business that uplifts and changes its community through the products and services it offers, or how it offers those products and services. So when you have a lawyer, they are 90% likely to share the socially conscious brand with friends and family to spread it. So basically, if you can find these people who resonate with your purpose-driven business, all this money that we pay for Yelp and Greasy, these people are doing it for free, simply because they're invested. And then we pay Google hundreds, even thousands of dollars to have our business come up with some type of funky keyword. But again, those lawyers I was talking about, they're 60 or 60-ish% likely to continue with the brand that's socially conscious once they start using it. And if you think about the businesses that at the end of the day have some type of community outreach, or really embedded community outreach, they donate match to organizations. If you eat here, we'll give you 10% towards your organization. They hire in the community. They do some type of little league sponsorship. People come to those businesses. They don't have to do Google to the same extent. And then we pay product and service consultants and apps to do research for us. What's the newest trend? What is my customer going to want? What are they looking for? What matters to them? But when you care, you're so invested in what it is the business is doing, you already know this. You know what's coming ahead. You're reaching out. You're asking questions. You're taking feedback. You're seeing where the trends are. You see that before anybody else is seeing that. And then let's talk about funding, because everyone says there's no money. Over the last few years, $3 trillion has been set aside for socially conscious businesses. $3 trillion. MacArthur, the Knight Foundation, the Gates Foundation, each of them have pledged $1 billion to social entrepreneurs. And what a lot of my business folks don't realize is, yeah, you have all this funding already available to you, and it stays available to you. But when you're socially conscious, when you're purpose-driven, when you run your business like you care, now you have all this other funding available to you. You have grants that you can get from foundations, because yes, businesses can get grants from foundations. You have government grants. You have social payment for progress arrangements. You have patient capital loans. We're talking 10, 15, 25-year repayment for zero or very minimal interest. Flex pay, very open pay. The opportunities abound. And then at the end of the day, we're talking about customer trends, consumer trends. When you have your product and service sitting on a shelf, or I guess the service won't sit on a shelf, but when you have your product sitting on a shelf, nowadays people are 50% likely to go with either one. So if I'm looking at it, depending on what my astrology said and the light and everything else is going on, I'm likely to switch between two brands. But if you have a social purpose built into your business, if your product has a mission, people are 50% more likely to go for it. So again, spending all this time on ad display and lights and wiggle people and people flipping signs, but at the end of the day, if you have something that's invested in the people and makes me feel good about purchasing your product, I'm going to do that anyway. So why am I saying all of this? Because we've been sold this myth that if you run your business with a purpose, if you balance mission with money, at the end of the day, you'll end up broke. You're going to wind up in a tent. You're going to run your business into the ground because you cannot possibly balance both. And instead, we're told the trick is to know the tricks, the bubbles and the apps and the gadgets. But if you look at where the funding is going, if you look at where the consumers are headed, and if you're looking at where all the customer trends and funding and the lawsuits are popping up, at the end of the day, this is the direction to go in. Socially conscious businesses, they're not wrong, they're not naive, they're not a liability. A business run with purpose is the only way to run a business. And it's by running a business with purpose that you get that amazing and innovative product. It's by running a business with purpose that you get those amazing customers that keep coming back again and again. It's by running a business with purpose that you have the folks that tell their friends and tell their friends' friends. Because when you grow with purpose, you grow, really and truly. You understand the community. Without them, you are nothing, and you're invested in making sure that they rise as you rise. You hire out. You're not comfortable being a solopreneur anymore. You want to share your thrive with their thrive, and you become so invested in that community that they can't help but become invested in you. And realize, I'm not saying AdWords and tricks and tips are not necessary. By no means. What I am saying is do not confuse your practices with your purpose. Because at the end of the day, you don't stay up until midnight with your business because you love viral marketing. At least I don't love viral marketing. I'm not staying up till midnight to do it. Maybe some of you guys are. And when things get rough, when you have to do things like mortgage your house or refinance it to make payroll, you're not doing that for AdWords. When you started your business, you didn't start your business for drip campaigns. You did it because you cared. And so why is it that we feel like just because we've put our business hat on, we don't have to care anymore? As if this world that we send our family and our children and our spouses and our friends out into is somehow separate from the world that we operate our business in. We don't need to hide from caring, and we don't need to fall into the other myths that we're sold, which is to be a social entrepreneur. To run a business that's socially conscious, we have to wear Toms and certain glasses and scarves in the wintertime, and we have to run our businesses on vegetable oil. Because make no mistake, socially conscious businesses, they existed way before it was cool. And we saw socially conscious, purpose-driven businesses on Navigation, on Harwin, in 5th Ward, in 3rd Ward, way before anybody else was talking about it. At the end of the day, when we talk about social entrepreneur and being purpose-driven, all we're talking about fundamentally, folks, is that you care. That you uplift the community that you're in and leave it better than it was than when you found it. That you hire people who have a problem getting hired. That you hire artisans and artists to decorate your packaging or Christmas cards for your clients when you thank them for services. That you invest in blight. Hire younger students. That you watch your footprint with the environment. Use sustainable components and ingredients. Give people a small bit of ownership, their first piece of ownership in your business. Pay them a livable wage. Because being socially conscious, being purpose-driven, it doesn't require specific competencies, it doesn't require you be in a specific industry, and it doesn't even require, contrary to belief, that you have a specific structure. All it requires is that you understand what it is that you're offering, why you really offer it. Look at how you offer it, and then in that how, find ways to uplift. When you offer your product and service, how can you change the narrative? How can you change lives? Whatever it is, you have to run your business with purpose. And we have to, as business owners, take back ownership, what it means to be business owners, because it's been co-opted, especially as business owners of color. And we have to be comfortable bucking and not feeling like we have to do what Tim Ferriss and Gary Vee, God bless them, tell us that we have to do. It has to be something that resonates with us. So back to myself, I started this whole journey as someone who gave legal advice to do-gooders. I came back to my people at the incubator, I came around, I did my work, and I really sat with why am I here? What impression am I supposed to have on the world? And how can I do that through, not in spite of, through my business? And in doing that work, I discovered my purpose is to help people use their superpowers to create the world that they want to live in. That's what I've rooted in. That's what I'm passionate about. And ironically, now that I understand and operate out of that purpose, everything else, all those drip campaigns and everything else I was worried about has fallen into place. So my charge for each of you is to think, what is your superpower? then go out there with your business and do